Hello, Media Studies students, and welcome to our course. I'm really pleased that you decided to take the course. I've had lots of positive feedback from other students who have taken it in the past. My name is Ms. Melnick, and I will be your guide. So we're just on our landing page, and we have a little Google slideshow there for your enjoyment and edification. Then we have our activity feed. If you have a question that you'd like to pose to the entire class or a comment that you think is relevant that needs to be addressed right away, then you just go here and you create a post and you just talk about what you need to talk about and then click post. You can comment on a post that's already been submitted. So see here, I can comment on this one or I can comment on this one. So please do, please use this sort of as our coffee lounge, whatever you want to call it, to keep on top of things. Underneath, we have our news and announcements. So this is something that will be put up probably every other day or so. These are some of the things that I really would like you to take a look at. For example, in the introductory discussion, I asked you to say hello to other kids in the class, and some of you weren't doing that, so I'm asking you to do it. So therefore, it's in the news section, and it's something you need to address. Over here, we've got the course materials. It's just another link to the content, and the calendar will tell us what's happening. And then this is my Twitter feed. Typically, I have things on here that are of social value that you might want to take a look at that may be relevant to the social theme that you're going to pick to do your culminating on. So let's go to the content and just take a look at what you should be working on now. So you've already done the e-learning orientation unit. That's perfect. So then what you would see is you would see it's right here, you would choose one of these novels, and these novels are all relevant to what we're talking about this semester, how we interact as a society to technology. Once you select which one you're going to pick, then you press submit. And along with this, there is a discussion, and you can't really participate in that until you've read your book. But once you have, you can participate in that. So let's go back. So once you have done the orientation quiz, you will see choosing your novel and Media and Me. And this is what we are working on now. So here we have a checklist, which is before each one of the units. So Media and Me has its own checklist, so you want to take a look at that. So you need to track your media consumption for about a week. There are some apps here that you can use to help you track it. So how much time do you spend on Facebook? How much time do you spend on YouTube? All the various apps that you could use, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. So keep a diary of all phone or tablet use for 1 month, starting as soon as possible. You can use an app. On the iPhones, you can just go to the battery option settings and see how much time you spend in each particular app. So here, someone has spent an hour on Facebook in the last 24 hours. You can also go to the last 7 days. I want you to track yours for an entire month. Keep your diary for a month, including weekends. Complete this by October 19th. And then I'm going to ask you to assess this against your Media and Me assessment that you've done in the next section here, because we really want you to take a look at the information that's in Media and Me here to apply it to yourself. So does your use reflect an addiction? Are you able to put your phone aside and participate in other activities, et cetera, et cetera? Submit the summary of your month-long media tracking to the same Dropbox, and your 500-word assessment of your media consumption by the end of October. So that's a pretty big assignment. So keeping track and then assessing your media according to the information in here. So here we have some of the latest information and analysis on how much you use your phone and social media. So you want to take a look at this. There are various things here. watch the video, read what Tristan Harris has to say, listen to the conversation with Sam Harris, and what were you thinking as you looked at this information? What disturbed you the most as you thought about your own life and how you use media? Wrap up your thoughts, 300-word minimum, and post this reflection on the discussion. And then we have you assess your social network. So you want to take a look at what Marshall McLuhan has to say. He is a famous Toronto professor who first coined the phrase, the medium is the message. So you want to understand what that means and the social effects of media. You really want to listen to this, The Problem with a Pinterest Perfect Life. Very, very interesting, honoring the life of Madison Hollerman, who took her life at the age of 19 after posting consistently happy photos of her life on Instagram. And they have a Facebook memory there. And then Nicholas Christakis talks about the hidden influences of social network. And then you're going to analyze your own social network, because that's what shapes your life. So you're going to use a spreadsheet, either Excel, Word, chart, numbers, or a Google spreadsheet. And these will be your headings: the name of your person, the relationship, biggest influence they have on you, and an example of how they've influenced you. Have at least 6 people on your list, and then submit this to the Dropbox. All right, and this is just an added extra for you to read that talks more extensively. It's not loading very well here. Talks more extensively about the topic of media and how your social networks shape your life. All right, so that's our first unit. Once we're done that, we'll go on to the next unit. So once you submit your social network to the Dropbox and your assessment, so once you've done this to the Dropbox, then the next unit will open up to you, and that is a rant. All right, so remember, if you have any questions, please email me. If you have any questions relative to the entire class, please post it on our activity feed. But anything personal needs to be addressed specifically to me in an email. We also have a virtual classroom that we could meet at, and that would give us some face-to-face. I can share my screen, you can share your screen. So if you need that, we can set that up pretty easily with a link right on our homepage here. All right, so that kind of wraps up what we're doing right now, and we will see you as the week progresses.